Hello, today I wanted to talk about vampires and where they came from. So what are vampires? Are blood-sucking friends that are usually pretty polite in most feature films and sparkle? What are they? Where did they come from? Well, here's maybe some background on that. We're going to start with the first ever vampire, Vlad the Impaler. Vlad, not Blad. I don't know why I stuttered on that one. Vlad the Impaler is believed to be the inspiration for Count Dracula. Vlad was born in Transylvania, Romania, and he ruled over Wallachia? Hold on. Okay, so I'm totally saying that right. Wallachia, Romania. He ruled over Wallachia off and on from 1456 to 1462. Yeah, that was interesting. There was many times where Vlad was actually run out of his own country and always was under threats of being poisoned. So he was kind of a paranoid man, but a pretty interesting warlord, and is actually revered to be a hero in his home country. The most common thing that Vlad was known for was putting his victims and enemies on giant wooden stakes outside of his castles, which back then was a form of torture, slash, I don't know what you would call that, a torture, an example. It scared a lot of people. It was also believed and said by Vlad's enemies that he would sit outside with the bodies and screaming, and he would dip his bread into their blood and eat it. It is also said that in some cases that Vlad ate human hearts with the bodies around him. Highly doubtful, but you know. The superstition of vampires actually started during plague times. And there would be believed to be lesions left around the mouth that would be bleeding occasionally, and people would mistake it for vampires drinking blood. There was also many other causes to be labeled as a vampire, like unfamiliar physical or mental illnesses. Porphyria, for an example. I don't know if I said that right. I am so sorry. I should really look up the pronunciation for some of these words. But for an example, porphyria is a blood disease that essentially people are allergic to the sun. They would get really big blisters and stuff like that from the sun. Their faces would usually be burned. So these people would go out at night to take care of their business. And other people would see these people covered in their blisters and stuff like that and say, oh, you're a vampire. And that's part of the reason why it's believed that vampires can't go out in the sun. When the suspected vampires died, people would dismember them, put a stake through their heart, decapitate them, or burn their bodies to make sure that they didn't come back. There are real vampires in the world, but not in the way that you would think. There is some people that are misinformed and drink small amounts of blood from willing participants for health benefits. There's also energy vampires. I personally know a few, and they will actually, get depressed or, something along those lines if they don't associate with people enough and feed off of their energy. But yeah, that's my first horribly done video here on YouTube about our favorite mainstream baddie boys, and maybe some context as to why we believe the things we do about vampires. All of these things happened up until the 19th century, which is not that long ago. So yeah, pretty cool.